Okay, so then how did you get involved in 4-H if most of your outside stuff was...
We had Sister Hugh Marie, Sarah McPherson is her name now, and I think she's still with us, I'm not sure. But she's from down Fraser's Mills way, that's where her home is. Anyway, she was very interested in agriculture and stuff, so I don't know if she instigated it to get a 4-H club started, but I kind of think she did. And at that time there was a 4-H leader in Antigonish County, so I don't know how it was put together. I have no idea if it was the Meadow Green 4-H club or St Andrews 4-H club. I suspect it was Meadow Green first because there was nobody else in it except our family and the Chisholm family next door, the only members. And there was probably, 10 members, I would say.
What, 10 members?
Yeah, the first couple of years, which was Calf Club and Garden Club, which I think at the time was all they had, but I'm not sure if there was anything else or not.
How old were you when you got involved in it?
I'm not really sure. I would say 11, 12 in that area.
And you say all your siblings and everything was involved, and you were in gardening and calf?
Yeah, I was in both.
You were in both?
Yeah.
Did you guys have general meetings and stuff? Were they kind of similar to what it's like today, or entirely different?
Well, I don't go to meetings anymore. I probably should be, but I'm not. I figure no need of me going to meetings anymore. But it was very, low key when we were in it.
And only 10 members, it's pretty easy to just...
And it was held at either our house or Chisholm Place, the meetings. And, they did have a, 4-H club president and secretary and stuff. So we did learn some skills in running meetings and stuff that outside of 4-H we probably wouldn't have learned. But I don't think there was much help with learning how to run a meeting. It was pretty straightforward stuff.
Yeah. 10 people is a little easier to corral than I think St. Andrews is 110 this year.
Yes, I hear that it's big. So.
Yeah, it's a
yes, it'd be quite a difference.
Yeah. Were there any 4-H events besides the meetings? Like, did you have exhibitions, stuff like that? Did you take part in any of those?
Yeah, Actually, I went to Truro a couple of times. I
You
don't know 4-H camp.
Okay.
I don't remember a lot of what went on there, but there was an outside, camp where we stayed for the week. And don't even really remember where it was. It wasn't anything fancy, it wasn't a college residence. It was very basic. There was no heat or anything. It was, sort of a camp where they had bunk beds and we'd go there for a week in the summer.
Why did you feel it was important for you to become a 4-H leader?
Well, I was always a great believer in 4-H. It's it does something for kids that outside of it, they may be okay, but it's a big boost as far as I'm concerned for a kid to be involved in 4-H. It gives them something that no other youth program is going to give them.
Okay, and what do you think the most challenging part of being the 4-H leader has been?
The most challenging is when you get a couple of kids that aren't really that interested. That presents a real challenge because they have a tendency to get away from what they're supposed to be doing and doing something on the side that you've got to watch them. But most of them, I find, are very, this year we have 6 junior ones that are into it, and I think the 6 of them are just loving it. I think they look forward to coming.
That must be the most rewarding part when you see kids, grasping on to stuff.
Picking up something that they like, and even if if you have 6, if one of them comes out that you think, hey, he's going to do woodworking the rest of his life, that's a good feeling because you help them find something that he may never have picked up that would be interesting.
Tell me what you feel the 4-H spirit is. What is it that, kind of makes 4-H different? Or if you don't have an answer, we can move on, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure what makes it different. But there's something very good and basic about learning basic life skills. And yeah, it's expanded a lot to include photography, and yeah, you know better than I do what there is.
Yeah,
But
there's a bajillion
this,
different
even
things
this
now.
outdoorsman thing,
The great
like,
outdoors,
I
yeah.
think that is beautiful stuff, because a lot of kids will never learn to experience how beautiful getting out and doing things like going camping are, unless they pick it up as a young person in 4-H. And parents are so busy these days that, yeah, you may get a week's vacation or something and the parents will go somewhere with the kids, but it's not the same as going out and camping the way they're doing in the outdoorsmen. And it's the same with all the clubs. They learn skills that they may never learn outside of it.
How have you seen the program change since you were a member? You've talked about how there's, you know, more variety of choices like sewing and stuff like
Yeah.
that being added in, but
Yeah, it's the one concern that I get once in a while in 4-H is that sometimes the parents get too involved in, what do you call it, when there's shows and stuff going on. Like if a kid is in 4-H, say the calf club, and the calf needs to be clipped and stuff, the 4-H participant should be doing the work and the parent guiding. But I think more, well, I shouldn't say more and more, but I have seen cases where the parent does too much for the kid, which is not really helping the kid. But I guess that kind of pressure to, what do you call, make their kid look good or do better is always there. But it's something that I don't really like, but that's not much you can do about it.
No.
It's going to happen in everything. But other than that, no, it's great. It's
okay, so that's a negative change that you've seen happen. You feel like more people are kind of, you know, taking on parts of the projects for their kids rather than letting them learn to do by doing.
yeah.
Yeah. But what about a positive change? Have you seen?
The positive is the number of kids that are involved, and yeah, there's something going on all the time, which in my time we didn't have to have a lot going on because we weren't allowed to play ball because we were too busy at home. Now kids have nothing to do outside of, what do you call it, sports and 4-H and things like that. So I think it is a beautiful thing for kids to keep them active. And my father used to know very well if we weren't active, we were in trouble. So, and that was often the case, because one day we met as a family talking about when we were young, and the troubles that we get into were always on Sunday. Every other day we were kept busy, but Sunday you weren't allowed to work, so whenever we got in trouble it was on Sunday. So it tells you that it's very important to keep kids active, and whether they're doing work or playing is not a big deal, but keeping them busy is
If you don't have anything to do, you start getting into trouble.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't ever remember saying I was bored. One word we would not use.
If you said that, your dad would give you more work to do?
Yes, we wouldn't be bored long.
Is there anything you wish you could have seen happen to the program when you were involved? Because, you know, you've seen a lot of changes in 4-H now. Anything you wish that you could have been a part of when you were a kid?
I think outdoorsman is one area that I would have loved to be involved in, but yeah, it wasn't there, and I've done most of my life anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not something that I can say, oh, I really wish I could have been part of that, but I think I would have really enjoyed it.